And we're live. What's up, team? Welcome back to another episode of Unsportsmanlike Conduct. I'm Sammer, and the NFL season's officially over. So, we're going to transition seamlessly into the NBA now. And what better place to start than with the NBA trade deadline? Now, I know this happened last week while everyone was getting ready for the Super Bowl, but I didn't really want to talk basketball until football season was over. And now that we can put 2021-2022 NFL season in the books with the Rams winning, I'm really excited to start getting into basketball season. Now, I'm going to be honest, I have not watched too many games this year for NBA, but I've kept up to date with some things that are going on. Like, I know obviously some of the big trades that happened and some of the storylines and narratives that are going on and what's going on with the Hawks and everything, which is ridiculous, and I'm going to do a separate video about that. But today I just wanted to get started with the trade deadline. Again, I know most of the trades that happened, but I don't know everything, so I'm going to be going through them. I have them all pulled up, and I'm just going to talk about them one by one and see if anything sounds cool, gets triggered. Alright, so obviously earlier in the season, we had the Nuggets traded Bol Bol. They were talking about, I remember this, they were talking about trading Bol Bol to Detroit, but I don't know what happened. Something about injury, they weren't, he didn't pass the physical or something. I don't know what's going on there, but I thought it was a good move to give Bol Bol to Detroit, to have him, really flourish in a team that needs people to be independent individual contributors. Instead, he got traded to the Celtics, who parlayed him into more. We'll get to that in a second, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the Celtics. I don't know what's going on with the Nuggets. But anyway, the Nuggets got Bryn Forbes. I think it's a good addition to their team. I don't have much to say about that. That happened in January. It's old news anyway. Let's move on. February 4th, that is when the Blazers started to make some moves. And I don't know what they think they're doing, but if they're rebuilding around Damian Lillard, I don't really understand how getting all these draft picks is going to help. But they need players now because Dame's in his prime. If they get these draft picks and half of them are going to be busts just because that's how it is in the NBA. You only get 2 rounds, and most players end up being, at best, role players, unless you get a top pick and you get lucky and you hit the jackpot. But so they traded Norman Powell and Robert Covington. Robert Covington was more of a defensive guy on their team, and they needed that because Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum were both smaller guards. They needed a strong wing who could play some defense, but he was getting older, he was regressing offensively, so I understand moving off of him. And Norman Powell was a good addition for them, but when they traded Norman and they traded Robert Covington, they got Eric Bledsoe, who I believe they might waive his contract or pay out his contract. They got Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, and a second-round pick in 2025. Again, that something like that. Oh, it's a second-round pick, so it's not really going to do much anyway. But I think that might be parlayed into something later in the future. From there, the Cavs took Karis LeVert out for the Pacers' hands and traded Ricky Rubio. Wow, and then a first-round pick, this year's first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks for Karis LeVert and a second-round pick for this year. And Ricky, that's a weird trade. Karis LeVert's a good pickup for them. Hopefully he's healthy, because I think he was the one who had that scare last year when he got traded. Good thing he got traded because they found out he had something wrong with him. So hopefully he's healthy and ready to go. Hopefully, I mean, honestly, the Cavs seem like they're making a run this year. They look like they might pull a Hawks of last year, honestly. Get in there and make some moves. So then we get to the Blazers trading CJ McCollum. That was a big move. The first big move that happened, in my opinion, during the NBA trade deadline countdown, if you may. CJ McCollum, Larry Nance, and Tony Snell. So trading CJ McCollum is a big move. I thought they would try to trade players like that, of that caliber, for someone who's superstar level or superstar adjacent, like close to it, But instead what they got was Josh Hart, who's a solid player, Got Nikhil Alexander-Walker, a role player, Sadaransky, role player, and Didi Luzada, who I don't know who that is. They also got a first-round pick this year, 26 and a 2027 second-round picks. Whichever is better between teams. I mean, again, those are useless picks, honestly. That's just to throw them in to see what happens. But that 2022 first-round draft pick, and I don't know if that's even going to... I mean, maybe they can parlay that into something. It is the Pelicans who aren't doing great, so maybe they get a high pick, and maybe they can move that for a star, because this year's free agent class is going to be really big. People are going to want out of their places. Who knows? Maybe Damian Lillard wants out, and maybe he's going to leave this offseason, and they're going to rebuild around Anthony Simons, which I think is a great idea, because dude has been balling. Again, I know I haven't watched much, but I've seen him ball. He's really good. So, moving on from the Blazers, the Kings get Sabonis from the Pacers. Now, the Pacers said earlier in the season they were willing to trade everyone, basically. They were ready to move on. And they got Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, Tristan Thompson. They got two young players, two young studs. And Tristan Thompson, who's just there now. But the Pacers traded Sabonis, Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, and a 2023 second-round pick. I think it's a bad move for Sabonis, just because it's the Kings. And the Kings just haven't been relevant since Chris Webber era. I don't know. I mean, yeah, even with DeMarcus Cousins, they were okay, and they weren't anything good. Like, they weren't contending or anything. But back in Chris Webber times, they were really contending then. But they haven't even been a contender since then, which is ridiculous. I think Domantas Sabonis is just going to get his paycheck, though. I mean, he'll get paid at least. That's a good thing about going to a not so great team, is that there's a lot of cap space. They'll give you everything you need. You're just going to have to deal with losing all the time. I mean, that's a trade-off then. Are you there for the money? Are you there because you love the game? Are you there to win? Are you there to win a championship, just win games? And that's really what it comes down to in the NBA, because there's a lot of players who just aren't going to win championships. A lot of star players, I should say, who aren't going to win championships. I mean, we've had Charles Barkley, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, Patrick Ewing, the list goes on and on and on. It's just off the top of my head who have not won a championship, who were superstars. But as a role player, there's a lot higher chance of you winning a championship, because you go to a championship contender, you contribute a few minutes, a few points a game, and you can get there. But I think this is not a good move for Sabonis if he wants to win championships. But if he's just trying to get paid, then why not? Now, Pacers get better with Tyrese Halliburton and Buddy Hield. I think this year they're not going to do much still, but next year, if they can build around that core with Miles, I think they got themselves a nice little run. They can make themselves a nice run. Okay, so the Thunder add KZ Okpala. I'll be honest, I don't know who that is. I'll look him up later. But the Thunder traded a 2026 second-round pick, one of their 30,000 picks that they have. They traded for a player. Actually, I do know that they have that kid who's been really good for them lately. Triple-double threat kid. See, and this is why I haven't watched basketball, so I can't get the names off the top of my head right now. But you'll see me starting to remember these names soon once I start making more videos. Jazz acquire Nikhil Alexander-Walker. Oh, wow. So Portland then made another trade. They traded Nikhil Alexander-Walker. They parlayed him from what they got. And Juancho Hernan Gomez. No. They traded Sadaransky. Okay. They traded Sadaransky and Alexander Walker. They traded Alexander Walker to the Jazz, Sadaransky to the Spurs. And then Utah gives up a second-round pick, Elijah Hughes, and Jay Ingles, the Aussie man, the Oz guy, via Utah to the Blazers. Spurs get Sadaransky. Spurs are just, I don't know what they need, honestly. And they got a second-round pick from Utah. So Utah gave up 2 second-round picks in that move. They got Nikhil Alexander-Walker and Juancho Hernan Gomez. I wonder if that's a move they needed to make. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm going to find out soon. So then that's what next up is when the Magic get Bol Bol, PJ Dozier from the Celtics, and the Celtics get a second-round pick. What? So, so the Celtics didn't want anything. They just gave up Bol Bol, they gave up PJ Dozier, they gave up a second-round pick, and they paid the Magic, and the Celtics just get back a 2023 second-round pick. I wonder what that's about. Nobody wants Bol Bol. I don't know. I wonder what's going on with him. People don't want him, I guess. He must have failed something too or something, and they're like, you know what, just give him to the Magic and let him deal with him. Hope he's okay. Raptors trade Dragic to the Spurs. Dragic. I think they're going to waive his contract. So I heard something about that. Don't care about this trade. Sorry, guys. Suns deal for Aaron Holiday. Suns get Aaron Holiday, and the Wizards get money. You get money. I mean, if that's, yeah, whatever it takes. Torrey Craig returns to the Suns. Hell yeah. I'm glad they brought him back. He played really well for them in the playoffs last year. Suns get money in Torrey Craig, and the Pacers get Jalen Smith in a 2022 second-round pick. Okay. All right. Hornets get Montrezl Harrell. He'd be a great addition for them because LaMelo's been playing lights out. And I think they need a nice, big body down low who can mess things up for people. Traded up Vernon Carey, Ish Smith, 2023 pick, second round. Yeah, they didn't trade much for him. That's good. Okay, so this is a 4-team trade where the Bucks get Serge Ibaka. To be honest, I didn't even know Serge Ibaka was playing. I know he's in the league, but remember all of last year, I don't think he played for the Clippers at all. I don't get what's going on. I know they got him because Brook Lopez is having some injury issues right now, and they need a big body on the court, but I mean, is he going to play? We'll find out. I'll find out. So the Bucks get Serge Ibaka, 2 second-round picks, and some money. Clippers get Rodney Hood and Semi Ojeleye from Milwaukee. Vanja Marinkovic. Okay, why am I even reading? Oh, wow. Milwaukee gave up Dante DiVincenzo for him. That's really... And Marvin Bagley from Sacramento went to the Pistons. Wow. Oh, snap. Pistons, okay, a couple years, Pistons should be a pretty good team, I think. I don't know. But giving up Dante DiVincenzo, I don't know if it's a good... He played really well for them last year. They needed his shooting. What's Serge going to... I don't know. Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, as long as you have Giannis and Chris and Drew, but I don't know if Drew's playing. I think he's injured. As long as you have Giannis and Chris Middleton, you should be okay. Daniel Tice goes back to the Celtics. Oh, wow. They traded Dennis Schroeder. Enes Freedom. Oh, Cantor. He changed his last name. Okay. And Bruno Fernando. Yeah, Bruno Fernando's just been bouncing around. But Dennis Schroeder, huh? To the Rockets. Poor guy, man. He should have taken that deal from the Lakers. He had that opportunity to get the $72 million or something stupid like that. And he's like, no, I'm going to bet on myself. He's German. He's not French. I gave him a French accent. I'm going to bet on myself. But now he's going to the Rockets where they're not doing much there. And Enes Freedom, Turkish guy. Celtics acquire Derek White. From the Spurs, Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, 2022 first round pick. And wow, they traded a lot for Derek White. Okay, maybe he's going to contribute for him. Okay, now we get to the Mavericks with Kristaps Porzingis. They didn't get much for him. They got Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans. Maybe Davis Bertans is a good addition for them, but he's a floor spacer. He's just going to be shooting threes. Spencer Dinwiddie could guard the basket, but I don't really think. Maybe that adds depth for them for when Luke is on the bench, which is not often, but he gets tired, so you need people to shoot and drive the basket, which is what they can do. Well, both of them. They need both of them on the court to do that. Maybe they're getting ready to... they're getting ready because they might lose Jalen Brunson. Is that his name? That kid who played really well, who's been playing really well this year. But Kristaps wanted out of Dallas for a while now. Ever since, I think it was the bubble. I don't remember. It was a little while ago he wanted out of there. I'm surprised they didn't get more for him. Am I surprised, though? I mean, because he's been washed lately. I mean, I think he's shooting less than 30% from 3 this year. It's just, and his knees, he just looks old and not good. Yeah, I mean, they got him out of there. They got out of his contract, which is important too. But now they have Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans, who also have medium contracts. Together have high. I don't know what they're gonna do there, but they definitely need to make a big splash move to help Luka out over there. So do the Hawks with Trae Young. All right, and now we get to the big dog deal. Sixers land Harden in exchange for Simmons. So James Harden, Paul Millsap get traded from the Nets. The 76ers give up Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. One this year, one in 2027. So this year's first-round pick might be good. I think the first-round picks for teams like the Nets and the Sixers and these teams that are basically like championship-bound, championship-ready, they're really just trade assets for these younger teams who have a star or like a nice player for them. So I think they might parlay those two in this offseason for something else. We don't know, but something good. Someone good, I should say. Especially if they end up losing Kyrie this offseason, because I don't think that management wants Kyrie around after his lack of wanting to play basketball full time. I mean, listen, I'm not even going to get into the vaccine stuff, but Kyrie on numerous occasions has straight up said that like basketball is just a side thing for him. He doesn't want it to be. There are other things in life more important than basketball. And sure, that's fine, but how can I, as a fan of the sport, be a fan of you if you are not all into the sport? The reason why everyone loves Tom Brady, for example, or hates him, or like whatever, respects him at least, is because of how much effort he gives to the game. And that makes us as fans love that person more. So how can you support someone who doesn't even care about the game that he's playing? And he's getting paid millions to do it, and we're just sitting here. No, I can't support you. I can't support you if you get paid millions of dollars to play the sport that is amazing, and you don't even care about it. So, sorry, Kyrie, you were an amazing player, but I can't support you anymore. James Harden going to the 76ers. Good move, bad move? It's a good question. If we can get a glimpse of what James Harden was with the Rockets, then it's an excellent move. A big issue with James Harden has always been his playoff run. He's always flopped in the playoffs. He's always come down to earth in the playoffs. Is it partly because he's tired playing 82-game seasons because he barely gets injured? He would barely get injured, and he played all 82 games or missed a couple here and there, but is he tired? Or is it because the refs swallow the whistle in the playoffs and he needs to get fouled and get to the free throw line in order to get his stats, which might have been an issue this year because the refs swallowing the whistle, which actually I've heard they haven't been swallowing it as much, but they're still swallowing the whistle more than they would. I keep saying swallowing, it's funny. But they keep not blowing the whistle for those, the you know what it is. You know what I'm talking about. I don't need to explain it to y'all. So if we can get some James Harden magic from years past, then I think it's a good move for them. The Nets get Ben Simmons. I think, he's not injured. I think he's in shape. I think he's ready to go. He just didn't want to play in Philly, which, the Nets get strong with Seth Curry as a shooter, Andre Drummond as just a backup center, a force under the basket, which they were missing. Ben Simmons on defense and facilitating. I think they got better. I think both teams got better because, better is... I think the 76ers got a superstar that is actually playing, which does make them better. But they do lose Seth Curry. But James Harden does take the place of Seth Curry because he'll score and distribute as much as Seth Curry and Ben Simmons combined. If Ben Simmons was playing, which he wasn't playing, so yeah, he'll be a better addition than Ben Simmons, Steph Curry, and Andre Drummond together. Paul Millsap is just a throw-in type of guy. He hasn't been doing as well. He's older now. He's just gonna ride the bench probably. He might play some minutes here on defense or something, but I don't really think he's got much to offer, honestly. But yeah, Ben Simmons was not playing, so you get James Harden, a superstar, out of the situation. Ben Simmons will play in with the Nets, but now we're hearing that James Harden won't come back until after the All-Star break, which is fine. Again, you didn't have Ben Simmons anyway, so But the issue is you don't have those 15, 16 points a game that you got from Seth Curry until after the All-Star break. So you got to find a way to get the scoring up from Tyrese Maxey and Matisse Thybulle and Tobias Harris and the other guys. Because Embiid can't do it on his own. Oh, it'd be so bad if, like, the day Harden comes back, Embiid gets injured and just never get to play together, because Embiid's got that injury history, man. If he's playing long minutes and the team's relying on him to get like 40 points a game, because that's what happened the other day, then, I mean, it could just end badly. I hope it doesn't, obviously. I want to see them play together, because James Harden getting the ball deep down low to Embiid, I think they're be a great dynamic duo. And the Nets will be Ben Simmons, Kevin Durant. I mean, Kevin Durant's going to be the scoring guy. Seth Curry will give you 15 points a game. Kyrie on the road. And Ben Simmons will get you 10, 10, 10. Probably. Triple-double machine. He's a beast. And they were missing his defense. So they play in March, and it will be awesome to watch that game. I'm definitely going to watch that game. This video went too long, though. I didn't have time to talk about what the Hawks didn't do this trade deadline. I'll do that in the next video. Just a whole dedicated video to the Hawks and what I feel like happened in the offseason and the trade deadline and everything. But for now, I wanted to go over all the trades that happened at the trade deadline, and I did. So, boom, done. Alright, let me know what y'all think. I do think 76ers and the Nets both got better. I don't think either team will beat Giannis and the Bucks. I still see the Bucks and the Suns or the Warriors going, depending on how hot and non-injured each team is. But it'll be Bucks and one of those two teams in the finals. Let me know what y'all think. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time.